Hey guys, this is Miles at Milosport. Today we're going to talk about skateboard widths. So, basics around skateboard widths is that skateboards tend to be measured in inches. Generally, they're anywhere from a 7.5 inch width up to a 9 inch width, and then subsequent skateboard sizes tend to be measured in quarter-inch deviations to each subsequent size. So you'll see like 7.75, an 8, 8 1/4, 8.5, 8.75, or a 9, maybe even a 9 1/4 if it's like a shaped deck that's a little bit wider. So the main thing is that the width tends to affect the way that the board skates just because it changes the weight of the board. So a skinnier board, generally anything from a 7.75 through an 8 1/4, is going to be a little bit lighter. And a lighter deck is just going to make it a little bit easier to flip. So if you're into doing flat ground or you like skating ledges, a slightly skinnier board is just going to be a little bit easier to flip and a little bit easier to manipulate with your feet. Now on the other hand, a little bit wider deck, anything like an 8.5 up to a 9 or even a 9 1/4, is going to be a little bit heavier. So they're not as good for flat ground or ledge skating just because the board's a little bit heavier, but they do give you a more stable platform. So if you're doing lots of skate park skatings or transition skatings, you're dealing with bigger bowls and transition stuff like that. A wider deck is just going to give you a little bit more of a platform, so you're going to be more stable when you're carving around those bigger bowls. They also tend to give you a little bit more leeway in case your feet slide if you're doing a trick. So if your foot slides a little bit when you're doing a grind, you're not as likely to take a spill because your foot's not going to slide off the end. The last thing that you need to know when buying certain skateboard widths is that the trucks tend to correspond with the width of the deck. So, for example, if I was skating an 8.5 inch deck, I would skate an 8.5 inch truck just because it would match up perfectly with the width. So that way the wheels aren't hanging out, but they're also not so far underneath that you have your board's not going to feel like a little bit wonky. The other thing with skateboard trucks is that you do tend to be able to go 1/4 inch either way. So if I was skating 8.5 inch trucks, I could put them on, say, an 8 1/4, even though they'd be a little wide, they'd still be fine. Or I could put them on an 8.75, and they'd also still be fine, even though they're a little bit narrower. You just don't want to go more than 1/4 inch either way. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact us at Milosport, give the shop a call, come in, send us an email. More than happy to respond and answer your questions. Have a great day.